Peace, peace, peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo. And you already know what it is, man. You are rocking with the best. I am here with my brother Tech. You already know what it is. California is in the house. What up, Oakland?
What up, man? West Coast is representing. Greetings, everybody from the West Coast. Greetings from the sunny state of California, where it never rains.
Hey, what is the temperature out there right now?
61.
Not bad, not bad. Raining? No.
No.
I never get no rain, man.
Never. Yeah, it's a shocker.
So, Tech, today we have some good things to talk about today. We're going to be talking about handling objections. As for those that are new to the channel, this is our weekly sales training or weekly sales meeting that we do every week, normally around Wednesdays or Thursdays. And we just do this to keep notaries skills sharp, because just like a job, they would have weekly sales meetings or weekly meetings to keep everybody at the cutting edge of what the company is up to, how they can, produce more and make more money for the company. So we're doing the same thing, although we're not getting paid for this. We're just doing it out of the love of helping people and being able to serve. You want to add anything to that, Tech?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. If you think about it, you would have a briefing either on a daily basis. I mean, some places, hospitals, number one, for example, you meet daily in the morning. It's 7 o'clock or whatever the time you get there, you huddle up. Yeah, and that's right. You're right. You think about it, this is a way for the company to continue to be profitable and to be relevant or whatever their goal is. So if it's you and this is your company, this is your business, then you may not have access to these type of briefings and type of sales discussions and things like that, especially if it's pertaining to like the notary industry.
Mm-hmm.
And just being an entrepreneur and being around in that environment. So these briefings, I love, man. I look forward to these because I always have ideas bouncing off my head. And sometimes that's all you really need, just to bounce some ideas, hear somebody say it, you say it, and then you kind of take it from there. But yeah, man, these briefings, if you never had a chance to, if this is your first time, then, get a pen. Always have a pen in your hand. Yeah, always have something to write with.
100%. You got any interesting stories that happened this week?
Oh yeah. Just let's see. Man, listen, I always find this industry fascinating. And I like it because it molds around your life. And that's really how I look at it. I look at the notary industry. I'm just a person and I happen to have a notary commission. And I'm able and I have the capacity to serve someone else who needs a notary. So I connect those two people, either it's me or somebody else. But nonetheless, understanding that that's the role that I play in my particular life. And you have that option, man. You have that freedom to do that. Some people want to run it like a job and where they have business hours, they open at 8 o'clock and they sit in the office, take calls, and that's cool. That's one way you do it. I like the way that you have some of the freedom of your own life and you have the own schedule, you have your own control. And you use that in conjunction with your notary business, and you can still serve the same process, serve the same purpose, and as somebody who either works for a bank or somebody, imagine if you work for a hospital or a nursing facility and you did notary, or you work for a law firm, which is probably a little bit more realistic. Work for a law office, so you clock in and you notarize documents. Maybe you do something else. But, hey, what about the people who have a 9 to 5 or they work part-time or they have other businesses, but they also have this power. And it's called a notary commission. It's called a stamp, right? Stamps on your paper. So I have a friend who decided to, she said, you know what? And I kind of agree with her to some degree. Notary is good money. It ain't like banging money, right? It ain't it's good money, right? But it ain't like wow, like that. But nonetheless, a little bit of cash flow is sometimes all a person needs. $300 extra a month. Like, how much of a difference would an extra $500 a month, just as little as that, be in your life? Sometimes I gotta think about that. So I have a friend who, she was like, you know what? I work with her. She's like, Tech, I'm done. I just want to go back to work. I got a goal. I'm gonna try to buy a house. I'm gonna try to, you know, take some advances in my next years. I'm done with the notary business. So me, because again, all I'm thinking, I don't run the business. I don't run. I'm not. We don't roll like other people, Tiger, right? And
Right.
this is why it's cool to be exposed to this different perspective. So me knowing, and you know this as well. Number one, you say this all the time. What do you say? Traffic and closing, right?
Yeah, profits. Yeah.
Traffic and that's so. She's going to leave the business. Now she's in my area. I made her an offer
To buy your business.
buy her business.
Okay.
I'll buy it from you. So what does that entail? There's a couple different elements of that. Her listings and her digital real estate and her, phone numbers and whatnot, website and so forth. So, but if I'm thinking about it, that's just more vision, more eyes, more
Right.
reroutes to me. And me knowing how I operate, knowing how I move in this space, I'm just getting more phone calls. The more phone calls, the better. I use a automated call script, use the $1 million call script, quick script. I use the crosswalking script. We got all these different scripts, right? Or all these different elements. And I'm going to book the appointment 80% of the time. Straight up. Straight up. That's my goal. 80% of calls. If I get 8 calls, I'm getting 6 of them, 7 of them. So that's on the list, man. Make that official. Buy her business out. If it's worth it, it got to make sense. So how do we evaluate whether or not it makes sense? How many leads can I actually generate from it? And I know how, if I get 10 calls in a week, or if I get 20 calls in a month, then I know that I'm getting 16 of those, like over the course of my years. And you can get 12 calls in a day sometimes, 8 calls in a day. So I know the numbers. If it makes sense, it would be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So I would ask you, what do you think about the possibility of taking over somebody else's notary business, or even being open to that?
Oh, but 100%. Like, especially if a notary doesn't want their business anymore. Well, I'll say this: my business is already positioned for scale, right? So taking on more businesses is pretty easy. How I already position my business, right? Whether it's in Chicago or it's in another state, I already have a system and formula to seek out notaries in those areas and dispatch them and pay them, and with the follow-up and the fulfillment side of things, all of that is already set up. So yeah, picking up other notary businesses, yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat. So might as well put that out there. If you guys are looking to let go of your notary business, get in contact with us. Now, your numbers can't be ridiculous, yo. We're gonna evaluate your business to see if it's even worth it. Don't be asking for like 10 racks and you're not even making $100,000 in your notary business. You're not even making 10%, but you're asking for like 10 racks. Just be realistic when you do it. You guys can send your inquiries to support at the notarycashflowacademy.com and title buy my business, Tech and Tiger. That should be your subject line. Buy my notary business, Tech and Tiger. and then we'll get in contact with you and look into that.
Yeah, it could be worth it. I don't know. Could be.
Mhm.
Shoot your shot. I mean, think about it. Where are you in this notary journey, right? Some people have dipped out, some are still around, you
A
know.
lot of people dipped out.
Yeah, in California just went um digital. So if you're down in Southern California or not even like in our, you don't have necessarily be in your city or mine, right? Depending on where you watching this from. So with the remote possibility there, I mean, I think that's what's really going to happen, man. I think that's what it was possible with California going digital. Here comes, you know, a big company who's going, and then all notaries on it because they can't get their own customers, and then they're like, well, why am I using this notary commission? I can't even get customers unless I sign up to be a contractor with Notarize or some other company. So you got to be getting your business on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Have to, otherwise you end up working for the people who can, or you know. But if that's not even interested, you're not even thinking that like that. If something like this interests you, selling your business or looking at evaluating whether or not you could see what you could get for it. Yeah, I would say, what would you say? Don't even be, you know, ashamed or shy about how it's doing. You never know. Look,
Right.
send that email. Yeah.
Yeah, because if it's not even, well, I'll say this too, Tech. If it's not worth it to them, I can't really see the notary business not being worth it. I would say that it's not worth it to you. You know what I mean? The person that's looking to unload it or sell it, or maybe you just don't want to invest the time and training to learn how to really navigate. But because this business really don't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot of your time, unless you're a loan signing agent. It, you know, you could be in and out of a customer's house in like 5-10 minutes. You close a deal in like 2 minutes. The longest process in this notary business would be the driving. A lot of times it takes you longer to drive to the customer's house and back home than it is that you're with the customer.
Right, and that's taxable too. So
Yes,
the mileage is taxable.
exactly.
So it's still worth it.
That on that business side, indeed.
So yeah, that's the longest part, but it's still worth it.
Mm-hmm.
The travel, you know.
Oh yeah, because the numbers don't lie, right? Heck, you know, 150, 200, 250, $350 for an hour worth of your time. Like you're doing pretty good. What's up, LaShonda?
Fantastic.
LaShonda in the building, New Jersey.
What's up, LaShonda? Get in here. Found my call script, bro. This is a piece. This is gonna go down in history right here.
What was that? The call script?
Oh my God! Yes. There's two versions.
Uh-huh.
Handwritten, man. This is from July 14th, 2020.
Okay.
When did you come out with the book? May 2020?
Yeah. But
yeah.
I wrote that call script in 2018.
You see that?
Yeah, I wrote it 2018. I revised it. Like I still revise it.
Yeah.
Because again, people habits are, you know, buying habits are changing. So I have to make sure that call script is cutting edge and it's positioning the notary to get paid up front. Let's make that clear. The position you to get paid up front. I can't express how important that is and how that makes you a better business professional, business owner, CEO. When you can get paid up front before you do the work, you know you have crossed over to the next level, y'all.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. That is what separates the Notary Public business owner from the Notary Public, the Notary Public, the job title. That is what separates the two right there.
You know,
The business
because
owner
I
gets
want to
paid.
say that what happens is that you have created so much trust in the client's mind that they feel comfortable paying you the money up front from a 2-minute phone call. Well, sometimes it'll be 1 minute. Like if you listen to the way Tech answers the phone, he's off the phone in less than a minute. But for you to, I mean, I have to really emphasize this. I have to say it over and over again, because you guys don't realize how much of a superhero you guys are. And what you're doing is some really fly shit. Like really, really fly. Like stockbrokers need to listen to the way notaries are closing deals like this. Let me paint the canvas. A total stranger calls you on the phone.
Okay.
And has a problem. The way you have positioned and listened to that customer, you are able to come up with solutions in real time. And then you close the deal for $100 and $200, $300, however, how much you're closing the deal for, by the time the conversation is over. Do you know how I wish I was able to do that in my early days, Tech? Like when I was selling health club memberships,
Yeah.
that I was closing the deal way before the person even showed up to the health club. I was able to do it over the phone. I wasn't taught that.
It's remarkable.
What's up, Nikki D?
Yeah, I really feel that. I really do. I feel that.
You're writing your own ticket at that point.
Yes.
You're writing your own check when you're able to do that. I know sometimes it may be a little bit scary, especially if you haven't practiced, you haven't rehearsed, but this is why I try to incorporate the show business with this notary business, is because just like a superstar actor like Denzel Washington, Halle Berry, and all of these other Samuel L. Jackson, they have to rehearse their lines. They must practice. All prize athletes practice. Whether you're a boxer, whether you're a runner, you must practice. There's no way around it for you to get better. You have to do it. In our game as being a notary, we hone our skills in communication. We're not lifting a bunch of weights. We're not mowing lawns. We're not lifting equipment. There's nothing physical with what we do. It's an intellectual sport. You are on the phone with a prospect that doesn't know what you look like, doesn't really care. They want to know, can you help them? They already called you with the intentions of doing business.
Yeah, important.
First of all, that right there deserves a trophy and a medal, that you can attract clients like that on your own. Don't put yourself, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. Don't put yourself in the same category as people that work for title and escrow companies, that they're getting spoon-fed. You are not them. If you look at both angles, one is a domestic dog, the other one is a wolf. One gets fed kibbles and bits and water, and the other one hunts. You're not, you come from a different cloth. I'll even say you're the lion. You're an apex predator. You're an apex predator because when you start developing that muscle, even the Bible, I don't even think it was the Bible, but it was like, teach a man to fish, he'll eat forever, right? Yeah. Give him a fish, he'll only eat for that day.
I think that was Proverbs 13:12 or something.
Oh, really? So it is in the Bible then?
I don't know.
Okay. But you guys know that philosophy.
Yeah.
Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. These notary sales training meetings that we do every week, this is to help you guys fish. We don't want you dependent on us.
No, not at all.
I don't want you working for me. I like robots to work for me. They don't take no days off. They don't ask for sick days and vacation pay. I like robots to work for me. I like automation. So yeah, it made anything worthwhile is going to take a minute to hone in. So take your time to learn this stuff, man. You hear that everybody thinks that sales is sleazy or whatever it is. Good. That means go the opposite way. If the masses hate sales and the masses think that sales is sleazy, that should be your first indication that you should be learning sales.
That's right.
Otherwise, you'll be at the same dusty ass party with the rest of these niggas.
Saying how sleazy it is. Repeating, echoing.
A scared salesman has skinny kids.
I mean, if you think about it, a baseball player, I like that analogy of an athlete or somebody who's the top premier echelon of their craft. And I'm just thinking professional athletes. I'm just thinking like a baseball player, NBA player, whatever. Or how about this? A goal kicker, the field goal kicker on the football team. Man, you got one job, to kick the ball through the uprights. And for my sports fans out there, this is a sports analogy. If you don't know about sports, then maybe this doesn't make sense to you, but follow me. You watching the Super Bowl, 4 seconds on the clock, they got 50-yard field goal. Come on, bro. We pay you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s to hit this at a very high percentage. Mm-hmm. We ain't say you got to make, actually, you do have to make all of them. I'm not going to say you make all of them, but you should go in. You don't go in expecting or saying to yourself, you know what? I'm gonna miss this one. Like, you don't approach it like that. You approach it, you go in saying, I'm gonna hit this thing right through the middle. Even if the game ain't on the line. But this is what I'm saying. A field goal kicker, you're paid just to do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in a Super Bowl, chances are you've played college football. Am I right? Chances are you played high school football. Chances are you played Pee Wee football. You played all the way down. So you probably kicked the ball enough times I don't know. You might have even played soccer. I don't know. You probably play other sports, but if you get to the Super Bowl and you're in that moment, 4 seconds left on the clock, you've done this before. This ain't the first time, but this is the reason why they pay you so much. This is why you earn so much, because you've honed that craft so much. It becomes easy.
Yeah.
You're on the phone so much. You hear people talking so much. You hear these conversations. They ask the same thing. They react the same way. They're all asking for one thing. They want you to do one thing, just like a kicker. We're just asking you to do one thing. Sign this piece of paper. Kick it through the uprights. Now, I answer the phone call. I'm like, yo, I'm showtime. This person is looking for me. And I walk in thinking that, yeah, I can help this person. I can, unless they're, now somebody might call you and say, listen, man, I just need the directions to McDonald's. Are you nearby? Right? That could happen. But what I'm saying is if they're calling and the person has identified themselves as looking for a notary, which is 99% of the time, I can help this person. And I go into the phone call thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be off the phone in about a minute and a half or less. I know what they're looking for. I just have to help them get to that finish line or to that goalpost, so to speak. And that's my intention. And that's why I can come out, not necessarily, I don't even go run an appointment. I just know that I can secure the appointment. And then, like you say, what separates the person who is a apex predator versus person who's, a house cat versus the stray cat. The stray cat's gonna hunt. You know what I'm saying? The stray cat, I know when it comes to me, I'm eating.
Hey, LaShonda got a really good comment. She said, I have an appointment with a hospital to become their notary of service. What are your thoughts? Tech, you want to take that?
Yeah, I would. I would say I would walk in there. Well, I would ask a couple questions first, but I know this ain't she's not here right now, so I can't really ask a couple questions. But if I understand correctly, all right, hospital probably has a couple of different options for notaries. They get a couple different requests from families. All right, that's what I'm presuming. So I would walk in, and rather than I would negotiate it this way. I would say, when you have somebody who needs a notary, have them call me. Don't have the hospital call me and say, hey, can we have you here? And then we, there's a family who might need a power of attorney and they want a healthcare directive and they want to get it signed. Yeah, and then you show up to the hospital and then you check in with the nursing station and then they tell you what the person's room is and then you go identify the family. I would say, hold on, give the family my number, let me speak directly to the family. That way I can communicate directly with the customer. Like, because it all comes down to who's paying you. That's what I'm saying. Is the hospital paying you or is the family paying you? So I would approach it like that because
that's the decision maker for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a skilled nursing facility. I came in with that exact same approach. Indian dude, right? I don't know, not that it matters or not, I guess, but relevant to this story, a lot of the nursing facilities are owned by some Indian population, right? Indian community. And because they wanted me to do that way or to show up to the house or show up to the facility, when they had family members and people who needed notaries, because they would get a lot of requests. And I said, okay, I'm right around, I'm nearby. We can definitely have somebody out there. How about this? Once the family requests, give them our contact information. We'll go ahead and schedule directly with them. I think he was trying to get a cut of it.
Mm-hmm.
See, because when I hit him with that, then the conversation changed. Right? Mm-hmm. It was all of a sudden, oh no. Well, we don't want to. That won't be necessary. That way we can make sure that when the families are in need of it, then we can just have a set of a time when they can come or the families will show up. I don't know. It would just seem kind of odd because I was thinking, well, give me the phone number, give me the contact information. or give the family my contact information, and then I'll coordinate on my terms, not yours. And that way, I don't show up to this hospital room, and they have these designated rooms, these conference rooms where they do this. So at least they do it here. And like the family will be there, or like the daughter of this elderly mother, the daughter will be there. And then I'm sitting there, and then the mother won't come out. So now I'm there for an hour, right? This happened once. I'm there for an hour, and we're waiting for the mother to come out. And I'm thinking, see, to me, I would have gotten paid first. And then if the mom didn't want to come out after like 5 or 10 minutes, and she's clearly ill or she's sedated, I'm out of there. I'm not going to stick around and wait. You know, I might have other stuff to do. So I would negotiate it that way. Go directly with the customer.
So, so I've had some experience with dealing with hospitals and nursing homes a lot. Like I landed this contract with the Veterans Hospital, and what you were saying before, Tech, about the decision maker. The only thing with that decision maker was in the veteran hospital, the social worker basically was the one that would reach out and tell the family that they would need a power of attorney done. So I kind of like had to go through the social worker, which was fine because she was a cool chick. When it came to nursing homes, I would speak to the director. So one thing that I would say, LaShonda, is you want to find out who are the points of contact that's going to do it, right? Like who's going to be facilitating this work over to you. You want to know all personnel. You don't care if they, listen, I know you worked in the medical field as well. So if they give you a tour of everybody that like, hey, Jan, LaShonda's going to be our new point of contact for the notary business, this and that, right? You want to meet everybody that's involved. You want to shake hands and kiss the babies, right? And if they have a office that they all hang out with, I want you to look around. I'm giving you some high level shit here. If they have an office where they hang out with, which most of the like social directors, social workers and the directors hang out at, look to see if there is a pinup board where you can put some type of literature on there. And what you'll do is you'll go on Canva and create like a pretty big freaking brochure. And then you take your thumbtack, you know, when you go back to the office, you go and you stick your brochure on that thumbtack. And you make sure that it says notary really, really big. What that's going to do is your brochure is going to occupy so much real estate on that thumbtack board. So let's just say the person that did give you the job isn't there, then Susan, who is, you know, subbing in or, you know, works on Jan's days off, she can just simply go to the office and see your information on there and give a call. So when you approach companies like that, that can really give you that type of value, knock their socks off. That should be your first and foremost thing, is like, when I come in there, I'm coming guns blazing. I'm knocking your socks off. Everybody gets the smoke.
Yeah, there's usually two of those people. You got two of those social directors. They'll be there. They're like two or three of those. Yeah.
Yeah. And you let them know. Here's another thing. Let them know that you're not the only one in the organization.
Crucial.
That if you're busy, you can have other notaries fill in. Because what if they need a power of attorney done? Now, this is some of the traps we're avoiding here, right? We're avoiding the the assumption that the customer may think that you're a one-man show and you can't handle a lot of value. If they start to think that even though you may not have said it directly, they're going to keep their options open for another notary that may come in and handle more volume.
Mhm.
So you want to let them know that you have a team of notaries that can assist with their clients. And you work on weekends. You can dispatch, accommodate a lot of different time schedules. Anything that can make their job easier, you listen. So you want to talk 10% of the time. And when you are talking, you're asking certain type of questions. And then you let the customer talk 90% of the times. Every time you hear a problem, come up with a solution for that problem. You'll close. And then here go another thing. When you walk in there with the confidence that you already got the deal in the bag. Like you already closed the deal. That confidence will come across that way. But if you come in there timid and you're hoping and wishing that they give you a chance, they'll smell it.
Yeah.
They'll smell it on you. Desperation has a smell, man. Being needy has a stench. That's why when you see homeless people asking for change, you throw the change at their hands. Like you don't even want to touch it. This dude could be the cleanest homeless person you ever met.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that, Tech?
No, that's real, man. I've been yeah, I think that being able to ask the right questions is always going to give you the advantage. I've been watching a lot of people's court lately, and which has been helping with my question asking. Real talk, watching the judge give her interrogation or cross-examination, whatever you want to call it. And then also, I recommend that you don't watch First 48. I really do not watch that show. Don't watch it, right? But I've watched it just for the interrogation side, right? After that, I can't stand watching. I don't put images of that stuff in my head anyway. I'm always thinking about, entrepreneurship, FBI, negotiations, hospitality, sales, negotiations. That's my thing right there anyway. Because it can really have you scared. People. I've heard so many things about people just being timid. Like you say, you walk into an office or you walk into this scenario timid versus already being powerful and strong and empowered and knowing that, hey, listen, we see appointments 8 o'clock to 8 p.m. We just need 30 minutes, 3 hours lead time. This is how you contact us. Deals closed. Versus, hi, I just want to know, I'm just following up and just wanting to know if you guys ever needed a notary or needed an apostille or needed a witness. You can always call me. Completely different energy, and it's already assumptive, right? So but people get those images in their mind of dark things and bad things, and now all of a sudden they can't perform. So I recommend, have some fun. It should always be entertaining. You should always enjoy it, but take it as a lesson. Practice this stuff.
Yeah,
you got to say it. It has to come out. You have to hear yourself saying it. So you having a hot seat has always been one of my favorite things. And I wish we could do this with LaShonda. I wish we could practice with her. So that when she does it, she walks in there, you'll knock it out of the park. Trust me. You say it 15 times or go through it 15 times, 30 times, whatever. You can do that in a couple minutes, right? That only takes a couple minutes. You'll be good. but you have to say it. It has to actually come out. And yeah, I've been looking at better ways to make my questions faster, be more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, just be that. I don't want to be the house cat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That person is get a little too comfortable, and you know, you don't ever want to be in that position, man. You always want to be boom. I can say the script, boom, boom, on the dime, drop of a dime. Where are you? Have ID. Here's how we get the next step. Boom. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it so much, man.
Yeah, LaShonda said that she needs more practice. So what I would suggest this tip for you, LaShonda, is when you're taking some of these sales calls, record yourself taking these sales calls and play them back to yourself and hear your delivery. I promise you, you'll shock yourself when you hear yourself delivering your services. I'll give you an example. voice inflection, right? I'm gonna say a sentence, and I will be able to say the sentence in many different ways, but it's the same sentence, but it'll have many different meanings. So the sentence will be like, I didn't say he stole her money, right? I didn't say he stole her money. I didn't say he stole her money, right? I didn't say he stole her money. You see that? You see there's many different ways of doing that. I didn't say he stole her money. I didn't say he stole her money. But you won't recognize the way that you're saying these things if you don't record yourself. Many times, this is what really will separate you from a lot of other people that are taking sales calls.
Nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing this here.
Yeah, if you record yourself and you do a playback and listen to it, be like, how could I have said that better? Ooh, what did I say that helped close this deal? And make it a game. Have fun with it. He like, you know what? Next phone call, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna try this. I didn't come out the gate selling, asking people to pay for their notary services up front. I didn't do that. Mm. It was a gradual process. And I made it into a game and be like, you know what? Let me see if I can get this amount of money for the notary service. Let me see if I can get paid up front. Let me see if, and then it all worked out. But I was recording myself and listening to the way I was delivering my message, and I fine-tuned it like Dr. Dre. I was getting the equalizers right. I was getting that beat perfected. What would you say to LaShonda? She says she needs more practice.
Yeah, recording yourself is probably going to be the easiest thing to do. That's a great one. Other than that, I would write it out, you know. I write it out and then record it. So, and then play it back like 5 or 10 times. Play it back. Listen to it while you're driving. Listen to it while you're moving. Yeah. I didn't say he stole the money. Right. I didn't say he stole the money. It's different ways to do it. Yeah. Do you have ID? Excuse me? Is there a driver's license or a passport? What? Right. It's just different ways to say the same question. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like we can help you. Okay. Oh, yeah, it sounds like we can help you with that. Oh, yeah. Well, we do a ton of theft affidavits. We do 3 or 4 of those per week. We can help you with that. Just different ways to say it. And then you see what works. then you keep doing that. And then if it doesn't work, then you stop.
When
Yeah, I've
you're
got hella
answering
videos.
calls, Tech, what would you say is the top 2 or 3 objections you get?
Great question. All right, so I want you to pay attention to this because I obsess over this. I would say I am semi-obsessed. I would say I would always first I would say assume that the person's going to ask you how much. Just be ready. They're going to ask you how much, and they should, have a right to ask you how much. If you sound questionable, right, they might want to question you a little bit further. So assume that they're going to ask you how much, but nevertheless, you can still help them. So don't be afraid about that. So if it's my, I understand when I pick up the phone, say thanks for calling, and I say, yep, we can help you. Then they say, hey, how much? Okay, they were already going to ask it. So they're not telling you that what you are doing is not worth it or too expensive. It's just that you haven't expressed what it is that they need. So I would say, number one, why does it cost that much? Like, why is it that price? Because you can say any number. You can say $1,000. You can say 500. You can say 250, and assume that they're going to be like, oh, well, how much? Well, why is it that much? And they're saying that because some people, and I need you to understand this, some people don't know what a notary is. They just don't know. So they're like, it was $20? Why is it that much? $2? Oh, that's too much. It's only $1 down the street. Some people don't know what a notary is. They really don't. They just got told to go get some piece of paper signed by a judge or a lawyer or a tow yard. Well, I don't know. Their employer. Some people do. Some notaries don't know what a notary is, and therefore they sell themselves for $1, which is really crazy. They do it for 50 cents. They do it for free. They stand outside in front of the Staples store, and then they say complimentary notarization.
Yep, that is true. That is true.
Do you know what a notary is? Like, come on. I commend you for wanting to help your community, I guess. But goodness, this is, man, some of the lawyers don't even do this for less than $300, man. Anyway, number one, why does it cost so much? And number two, why do I have to pay in advance? Why do I have to pay for it first? And that objection can come in many different forms, But essentially it comes down to that. Why does it cost so much? Why do I have to pay first?
So what do you say when somebody says, why does it cost so much? What's your rebuttal? What's a couple of your rebuttals? I'm sure you got multiple rebuttals though.
Yes, I do. Yeah, because I know it's not the price. That's the number one reason why.
There's a saying before you go in, bro. There's a saying that says when they say no, N-O, it means that they don't know. K-N-O-W. But go ahead.
I agree. No, I agree. And what I've come to find out is that people say that because, oh, why does it cost so much? Well, people say that because I haven't expressed to them what they're paying for. I have to do a better job of expressing to them what they're paying for. So how do you do that? Hey, when do you need it? That's my number one thing. I say that right off the bat. When do you need it? You need it right now? Or do you need it like next week? When do you need it? Because that's going to tell me urgency. That's going to tell me, have they been doing this for the last 3 hours or have they been calling around for the last week? It's going to tell me, is your uncle in the hospital right now? Or it's going to tell me, you've got a meeting with some partners tomorrow and you guys want to sign an IP agreement. I don't know. So when do you need this? Oh, it can wait. sometimes that's people who, that's how I know that that person's getting ready to get cheap. It can wait. I'm like, okay, so it can wait. All right. So here's what we'll do instead. Instead of you doing it right now, and I have to drop everything because I'm right here with my baby, I'm cooking dinner for my family, and I'm driving down to the beach, I'm going to the movies, and I have to drop everything, go attend to your needs. If you want to do it later, we'll do it later. And you can save a couple bucks. Now it's not so expensive, is it? And I can still help you. I can still help you get this taken care of because ultimately that's what matters. Got to get this taken care of either way. I'm going to do it or somebody else going to do it. You have me on the phone right now. Just get it taken care of. Let's go. And those are the people that you attract. When you set those boundaries, you set those guardrails, people respond to that. They want their help. They want your help. That's why they called you, man. You know, I don't feel like, oh, well, that's my price. You know, you just got to deal with it. I don't like that approach. I tried that approach and it didn't work for me. I tell somebody it's $125 or it's $118. I say, oh, can I ask you why is it so? Can I ask you why is it so much? It used to be like $15. Why is it so much? Well, if that's the price, and you know, if you don't like it, then you know, deal with it, right? I'm not with that tone. I've been studying hospitality, like I told you, man. Where's my book about the Ritz-Carlton? I've been studying hospitality, bro. That's not the approach. You're gonna lose the customer.
It's offensive. You know, it's offensive and it's brash. You know, if you are that type of person that has that type of temperament, you need to hire somebody to answer the phones for you. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
You need somebody that's a little more polite, a little more understanding, have some empathy for the clients. If you're that brash and like, you know, you're answering the phone calls like that, and when they question why it costs so much, you become rude and you feel like you're disrespected. That's you shouldn't be feeling that way, for one. It's a legitimate question. It's okay to ask that question. The only reason why you would be angry when the customer asks that question is because you don't have any rebuttals. You don't have no comeback for that. So you say it over and over again. Well, that's the price. It is what it is. You know, go find somebody else. You have no rebuttal. So you get on the defensive side and you start treating them like crap. And all they did was ask, like, why is it? They're looking for some type of justification with the price. Now, there are ways to justify your price. You'll just have to get the special ops notary workbook for that one, because we're running out of time to do it. But the other one, Tech, was, why do I have to pay up front?
Yeah, why do I have to pay in advance?
What would be your rebuttal to that?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, depending on how the conversation kind of went, I would, you know, let's say if it's an attorney, for example, or if it's, you know, depending on who the person is and you know, if it's just an individual, if it's just a family. But ultimately, the question is, all right, I'm already expecting, or I'm used to, if I worked with a notary before, I'm used to paying them when they got here. That's what I'm used to. Or if we worked with notaries in the past, I'm used to, you know, we'll pay them in cash. You know, all we do is have cash. That's kind of what that means when they say, well, why have to pay in advance? And that's a simple objection, right? Well, think about this. When you order from Domino's, you pay for it first, right? You order the pizza, you pay for it, and then you go pick it up. This is not a concept that's new. It's not foreign to people. They're talking to this, like you said, this stranger on the phone, and it's like, do I have to? Well, here's what I would recommend. In the event that you want to pay for it in person, well, this is what I recommend. if you take cash, which I wouldn't, but if you are going to accept that, then I would make sure that you say, well, the time window. This is how I do. I say there's a period where you can reserve from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, where the notary will contact you prior to their arrival. This is the trade-off. If you don't want to pay for it first, then we come on our terms.
Mm-hmm.
To secure the appointment, in order to secure the appointment, payment in advance confirms your appointment time. Otherwise, you're subject to being double booked. So therefore, the notary will come between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. They'll still contact you prior to their arrival, so it's not a surprise. So in this manner, for people who want to pay for it in advance, or people who want to secure the appointment, they would do that by paying for it in advance. And for the person who is flexible with their time, or this person who kind of objects to you them paying for it first, then I present it as, okay, here's the next step. The next step is the notary will contact you. So I'll get there on my time. I'll get there whenever I feel like it, or the notary will get there whenever they feel like it, in between signings or when they're leaving another appointment. And you'll still get the same level of service, right? You still get that high level of professionalism. But here's the thing: you need it at 3:30, don't you? Or you're getting ready to go to work at 3:30. Well, the notary may not get there until 3:25, or they're basically just going to get there, or they'll notify you before you get there, but they'll get there when they want to. And usually, what people do is they say, "Well, I'll just go ahead and pay for it now, and I'll make sure I'll get, because I kind of need this for my boss. My boss has been looking for a notary for like the last 2 hours, and I'll just go ahead and pay for it now." Or something along those lines. But it's just presenting the option. Yeah, either way, we can still get this done. Why do I have to pay? Why does it cost so much? Or why do I have to pay for it first? Well, here's why: because you want it right now. And if you want it right now, then this is how you get it. If you don't need it right now, and it's not that utmost important, the person's not dying, your boss isn't telling you to go get me a notary. If it's not urgent, and by the way, all notary is urgent. Every single 100%, they're all urgent, right? But if this person is treating it as if it's not urgent, because State Farm told them that in order for them to get their insurance claim, they need to get this notarized today, all right? And they're just trying to save $5 because they don't want to pay for it first, or they don't want to pay as much. But the bottom line is they need it done, and all notaries urgent. So I go into the call knowing this, and this is what allows me to get leverage. And it's not even like, it's the person needs you, all right? Bottom line is they need a notary, they need your help. But when you go into the call with that approach, then it makes it, I'm the person doing you a favor, all right? You're not doing me a favor, I'm helping you.
Mm-hmm. Now we're at the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. So I wanted to touch on a couple of more things before we let you guys go and continue on your day. Was baloney metrics. Baloney metrics. We're gonna save you guys some serious money with this quick tip right here. Don't get fooled by social media's baloney metrics. And what that looks like is likes, like they will, okay. When social media was coming out, like Facebook and Instagram and MySpace, they realized that endorphins would be released every time someone would get a like, a heart, a share, and stuff like that. Those are baloney metrics because they bring you no money. So what they started to do was they started creating advertising around the baloney metrics. Okay, so you'll go on Instagram or Facebook and they'll say boost this post. Don't do it. Don't do it. It is, unless you are asking for a sale or you're asking for this person to give you their information for them to go onto your email marketing hub ecosystem or whatever, it's worthless. In the beginning, Facebook used to do this thing where it was on Facebook pages where they would tell you, hey, get a bunch of likes, boost your page so we can send a lot of people to like your page.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that shit didn't make me no money. I had 584 likes on my page, but it brung no money. Today, they switched it up a little bit. Now they're saying things like, get verified, buy a verified a badge to put on there. People are spending, I don't know how much it costs, but the fact that you would spend a monthly, look, Beyonce, I think I showed this on a previous video. Beyonce has millions of followers, millions. She's verified, but yet they still suppress her content. So don't fall for this baloney metrics. Think of it this way. Say this to yourself. If it don't pay, not today. Say it with me. If it don't pay, not today. Because they're going to get you. They're going to come up with more different ways of advertising of baloney metrics because it's the easiest money they ever made. Just think about it. You're boosting a post so you could get more likes, and they don't call it likes, right? They'll call it engagements. Mm. Somebody shared it. But in that post, you didn't ask for a sale, you didn't ask for an email, you didn't make no offer whatsoever, but you're spending money to boost that post or boost that video. No, don't do it. It's a money grab. It's a money grab. Tech, you have a unique social media way of marketing your notary business. You call it the notary networking, right?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, like finding different notaries and but sometimes the notaries, I find like the people who are nearby in my area, I can get them a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think notaries are not used to being reached out to. Like, how often have you gotten a call from a notary? Like never, probably. A few times, maybe.
Yeah, like ever. A handful of times. I've reached out to many notaries, but as them reaching out to me, it was always basically the same thing. Was like, hey, I want to get on your join your team and partner up with you. Basically, it's the homeless approach. I'll call it the homeless approach. It's the, hey, give me some of the money that you guys are making. Not really giving anything back that can help me take my business to the next level. It's just standing outside the bank and, hey, I saw you come out the bank. Let me get some of that notary money.
That's exactly right.
The homeless approach, man. The hobo approach.
Nah, offer the notary something. Say, hey, listen, I get a ton of work in the area. I'll be happy to send you some business. If you get calls over my area, call me. And then I provide them up with a custom link to contact directly to me. And some people feel all feel obligated to return the favor. And there is no fail way to do it. You know, you just got to do it. And that's exactly how I say, listen, man, is there anything that you don't do? is, yeah, some people don't do loan closing anymore, which is kind of weird. And then some people don't travel to certain locations, but say, yeah, I get a ton of work in this area. Matter of fact, there's a power of attorney going in on Tuesday at 11 o'clock if you're available. Oh man, that'll be great. Awesome. Fantastic, man. I appreciate it, man. I've never had anybody call me like that. Yeah, no problem, man. You ever get calls out here in the side of town? Maybe once in a while, not really. Okay, no problem. Well, if you ever get some, I'll be happy to, execute those for you as well. Yeah, yeah. Man, appreciate your help. Yeah.
Collaboration over competition, man. Collaboration over competition. Those that have been in this notary game for a while, we might be running over on this one, Ted, because I'm feeling a little jacked right now, brother.
Oh my God.
I feel like going in a little bit today, man.
Yeah, I better buckle up, man. I better get on this roller coaster.
Anybody that's been in this notary game long enough know that this industry is very cliquish. If you subjugate yourself to those cliquish type of people, they move in cults and shit. You know what I mean? In groups. It's like, I'm a loan signing agent. I roll with the loan signers. I do general notary work. I mess with them. I'm with the specialty notary work. They're very, very cliquish. Don't be cliquish. Don't do that. Collaboration over competition. Collaborate with your fellow notary. Bring opportunities to your fellow notary. School your fellow notary. Don't be like, oh, you're not part of this crew. Brush it. No, that doesn't make no sense. That's not even good business to do anything like that. Yeah, somebody was in our group chat that was talking about like everybody is like so cliquish, and it was like, that shit is ridiculous. That's why when you guys see the Notary War Room, we bring all type of guests. We bring coaches. We bring coaches of coaches. We don't play in that arena. It's like, oh, you're this person. I'll bring anybody on here that has value to bring to the audience.
Attorneys, real estate agents, yeah.
Right. Collaborate, man. Collaborate. Think of great ways that you can collaborate with your fellow men.
Yeah,
that
it's
competition
gross.
thing, man, will hurt you.
It's gross.
Then you get the gossiping and shit. Then your ass is on Clubhouse listening, fucking snooping around in different, like, that shit is. Tech, you know what I'm talking about, man. I'm fucking lurking on different pages, and motherfuckers got hoodies and sunglasses on, sketchy as hell in Clubhouse. Nobody can't even see you, but you got a hoodie on because you don't want nobody to notice that you lurking.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture one day with all the notaries that I work with. It's gonna be a beautiful picture. I've got this vision in my head because I keep talking about I'm gonna take them all out to coffee one day, and sometimes a few show up. Sometimes depending on, I just gotta give them enough notice. Man, I can't wait to show you that picture. I already know what the picture looks like in my head, so that's why I just need to put it out there because I know all these people, right? I'm the person who kind of connects with all these people, and a few of them know each other, right? Because they refer friends to their friends. Oh, my friend's a notary too. Oh, my brother's a notary. Oh, my daughter's a notary too. Okay, yeah, give me your daughter's number. Yeah, she works part-time. Cool. Does she drive to Sacramento? I'm like, does she go up to the Capitol? Like, yeah, okay, cool. And yeah, man, just spread the love, man. Spread the love. Believe in people. I believe in these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think notaries are some of the most fantastic people I've ever met in all of the professions that I've been in, from the health club industry to being a loan officer, the restaurant business. window manufacturing sales. Notaries are some of the best people I've ever met. I love dealing with them. I hate seeing them get bullied. I hate seeing them get taken advantage of from these companies, because I see the tricks that these companies are running on them. They're using I won't say they're using underhanded tactics. I'll just say that they're positioning their company to have the upper hand. Yeah. You can't fault them if they position their company to have the upper hand. So we arm you guys to be able to have a fighting chance. Like they're playing chess, you're playing checkers with these cats. Like yesterday, Tech, I went and got my oil change, right? And the guy that was doing my oil was like, was giving me the price. I mean, like the oil change came up to damn near $80, Tech, $80, right? So I hit him with the exaggeration tactic. $80 for oil? Come on, man. Yo, this ain't even my car, man. It was, but it was like, this ain't even my car, man. I'm helping a friend out. This dude said, are you a first responder? Why? Do first responders get a discount? Now, notice that he needed a justification for that, right?
Yes.
No, I'm not a damn first responder. But I'll be a first responder for a goddamn discount. Dude, he knocked off $15.
Boom.
But translating that into the notary industry, you don't realize that these title escrow companies, law firms, clients, direct customers are using the same tactic on you. Once you recognize it, you'll realize that you're just running game. You have a better defense when you understand what the offensive side is about to pull on you.
Yeah, true indeed.
So being able to recognize it when it happens can save you a lot of money, like Geico. 15 minutes or less can save you mad money on this notary sales call right now.
I'm a first responder. I'm a teacher. I'm a
dude, whatever he
veteran.
I'm parachute.
Elder.
I'm the first responder with the parachute, dude. Like, come on, like, how much I get off? And you know, it's funny because I came back with the receipt and my wife looked at it and it was like, it says you're a first responder on here. I said, I got a discount. Yeah, I'm a first responder. I'm a cattle herder. I don't give a fuck what this dude. I know who I am.
And it works it can work to your disadvantage as well. I mean, with when the notary says, or the client says, it's $185, and then the notary says, well, it's $150. We can do it for $150, or we can do it for $85. But either way, the notary is then lowering the price. So now it seems disingenuous, right? And you talk about this all the time. I saw it happen in real time. I saw it happen when the notary said, one of the notaries I work with, she called me, she says, Tech, you won't believe what happened. I said, well, what happened? She said, Tech, I've never been called this before in my life. I said, what'd she say? It was a client? She said, yeah, it was a client. I said, what? What happened? She said, this person called me a scam artist. I said, what? The client did? She said, yeah, I had an appointment with him. I charged them $185, and then they told me that was too much, and they want their money back, and they was gonna report me to the Secretary of State. I said, really? She said, yeah. So I told her I would do it for $150. And do you think that she accepted that? Let me ask you, Tiger. A client calls, or they call you and they say that we want a power of attorney, whatever, and you charge them $185. They then call you back, you know, a couple minutes later or whatever. And then they say, oh, that's too much money. We want it. That's too much. You overcharge us. How come you overcharge us? And then you say, all right, I'll do it for $150. We accept that. And then they say, no, we don't. We want our refund.
Skittish. Shadier than a nigga in Queens. And them niggas is sketchy.
Oh my God.
Shout out to the niggas in Queens, but y'all niggas is sketchy. Yeah, dude, like you ain't gonna justify your costs. You're not gonna give them a reason why you dropped your pants like Demi Moore and strip tease and shit. Like just walk out on stage and just drop your pants, huh? Like that's the and you want me to respect your company as professionals? Nah.
Yeah, don't be surprised if the person says, no, thank you, I just want a full refund. Now, I don't know. I've worked with so many different people. I just tell the person, listen, take 15 minutes. We'll go ahead and book the appointment. At very least, you can always get a refund. You can always reschedule. You can always, you know, postpone the appointment for another day. But at the very least, get the appointment. Right. You need a notary, you know who to call. And end it with that. If somebody is objecting to the price, I'm not lowering the price like that. So we always say bake in enough profit for you so that it makes sense. But when you lower the price, now it worked into your, it hurt you now. It wasn't not a benefit now because they didn't book you anyway. So the point for you lowering your price, it makes you seem disingenuous, makes you seem sketchy. They're not going to book you anyway, you know. So, you know, at the very least, book the appointment. Something changes. You have a, you know, I understand people need to go to hospital. I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
You need to postpone an appointment. Go ahead and give us a call. Call me direct. I'll go ahead and manually change the appointment. But, you know, this is the price. This is what you're getting. You know, pay for it now. Pay for it in advance. And that's the, but you got to have those guardrails up, right? And I feel like I've consolidated the business so much, or maybe refined is a better word, so that it is so much quicker now. It is so much faster because I know exactly what I'm going to say to the person. I know because I know exactly what they're getting. There's only one item on the menu, bro. How you want it, man? There's only one item on it. We only serve one thing here. So how you want it deep fried? You want it quick? You want it fast? Or you want it slow roasted, bro? How you come on now? We can deliver it to your house or to your office. Which one? I got the business so refined and so kind of, you know, in a nice tight package here. I can serve you. I know I can serve you.
Yeah.
Whatever you have. It's just how do you want it and how does it feel?
Speaking of a sales refinery, talk about the Notary Special Ops Workbook, man. Why do people even need this? Like, let's just say they got 12 workbooks already. Why would, which I know there ain't that many damn notary workbooks circulating, but why would they need this Notary Special Ops Workbook?
Toss out those 12 notary workbooks or whatever you have saved on your hard drive. Just dish those things.
I would too. I'd just toss them out, man. Wipe your ass with it.
Yeah, it's done with. It's a wrap. Get the Special Ops notebook because, for one, I still use this. I mean, yeah, I still use this. Like we said, if you're a professional baseball player and you're paid $100 million contract to get on base 3 times out of 10 at bats, bro. You get 10 calls, you should be getting at least 8 of those, maybe 9, or maybe even all 10. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because what you see right in front of you. So you see the $1 million call script, which is how it's not number one for nothing. It ain't the top bullet point or the check mark for nothing. It's the foundation. To me, the traffic, the number of calls you get is important. But if you're getting 100 calls and you're getting 100 no's, then what's the purpose?
Mhm.
So the $1 million call script, number one, start there, start there, start there, start there, start there. Okay. Goodness, start there for crying out loud. Start there. Don't ask me what I do. Tech, what do you do, man? Tiger, what do you? I do that. I do the $1 million call script. That's what it is. And then you get the replay of the Control Chaos training summit, which is great. It's 2.5 hours of just fire because go over exactly what we talk about, which is talking to people, how to communicate with people. You watch that, that's all you need. The automated call script is what I see. You see me do that on the videos. Go see the videos. The call tracking system is what I do as well. How many people are calling you? Who's calling you? I can go on and on and on and on. But what I'm saying is, when people call me, then I know that in the next 60 or 120 seconds, I know that I'm going to have an appointment. And I've refined my call script so much. What recently happened to me is when I first started, all I used was $1 million call script. That's all I used. Like, that's it. And I did that I kid you not, I did that for 2.5 years. That's all I used. And then like I slowly adjusted because of, depending on, hey man, I'm at the university and the president's office and we're getting ready to close on a new building. Can we have a notary down here in the next 3 hours? And can you drop it off at City Hall? Like, that's the only type of slight changes I would make to it. And then the automated call script happened when I started to do it without talking to anybody. Person says, hey man, I'm here, I'm outside of Walmart. I'm in the parking lot. Can you send somebody here? Sure, it'd be $85. So $85? Sure, yeah, $85. All right. Will you take cash? Sorry, sir. Debit, credit, it's okay. No checks. All right, well, hang on. Let me get my card. Let me have it. And then they get that all comes from the automated call script. Boom, right there. And then just so that we don't leave you hanging out to dry, you got the live videos where you see where we actually go through the actual call script. So listen, man, invest in yourself. This is the definition of reinvesting into yourself. It really is. Get comfortable with that whole concept of reinvesting into yourself.
Yeah. I'll even add this. If you are stuttering and stumbling over the phone, it's because you don't have the call script and you did not rehearse. If you get sweaty in the armpits when you get a sales call, it's because you don't have a call script and you haven't rehearsed. If your palms start getting sweaty and you fumble over the price when the customer asks you about your price, it's because you don't have a call script and you have not been rehearsing. Listen, I can go on and on with that, how important it is. And where I first got exposed to a call script was when we did in the health club industry, they had what was called a TI. It was just a little bit bigger than this, Tech. And they put it on, like how the medical form to scratch, pull off, post it kind of things. And every single phone call, they call it a TI, which is a telephone inquiry. We had to use that script. And in the beginning, I was gung-ho. I was like, I want to learn sales. Teach me everything about sales that you have. The very first thing, they was like, before we put you on the phone, you have to master this call script. And it removed the nervousness, because even when I was on a good flow, even a veteran like myself can stumble and get tripped up.
Yeah.
I went back to that call script. It got me back on point. Like, sometimes your customers will go off on a tangent and just talk about some random bullshit that have nothing to do. And it might be entertaining. It might be engaging.
Yes.
But you have to bring it back home. That's what the call script does. These call scripts that you see on here will help you tremendously. It will cut down your phone calls down to like a minute to 2 minutes. It will help you increase your transaction size. I mean, like, seriously, if I was on QVC, I would sell the hell out of this thing because I know it helps.
Yeah.
I know it helps people. But I'm not trying to sell you guys nothing. What you guys do with your business is on you. We're just putting our expertise out there so we can serve the ones that want to learn this stuff. The ones that want to succeed in this business, we put it out to you. Those that don't think we're full of shit, continue to think we're full of shit. Rock on. No hard feelings. You can come see us next week for the notary sales calls. There's no hard feelings whatsoever. Me and Tech got this shit on lock. We do this in our business every single day. Now we just taking the show on the road. That's all it is. Any last words, Tech?
No, that's it. I mean, you pay for more, you get more. You pay for less, you get less. So, you know,
damn.
it's just simple as that. And I don't know, man. In something like notary, again, everything is urgent. Everything is urgent. You don't have a lot of time. When everything is urgent, it's not. You don't. So people want you to move quick. Move quick. Call strip is the easy way to do it. Call me.
Yes.
Boom. Hey man, where are you? You need ID. Yep, we can help you out. Just here's the next step. $150, cash, no cash, credit, check. Good. We'll be happy to help you out. Like, it's just like that. I can do it 3 o'clock in the morning in the middle of my sleep. I know it that well. I mastered it. I don't play around with it. I'm not wishy-washy with it. And you know, I take it serious, and it shows.
If you guys want to get the Notary Special Ops Workbook, it is in the description. Other than that,